Finally tonight, the great American pastime as your great-granddad might have known it. In these days of steroids, scandals, and skyrocketing salaries, there's a group of baseball players going back to the way things used to be a long time ago. ABC's Dean Reynolds tells the tale.
On any summer weekend, thousands of baseball games are played across America.
He's out!
But few sound like this.
Send her to the line! How would you like your pitches?
Low, please, sir.
This is vintage baseball, the kind Abner Doubleday, the game's purported inventor, must have imagined. 150 years ago, batters could pick their strike zone and address the umpire as sir.
Right.
There were 3 strikes and 3 outs to be sure, but it took 7 balls to get a walk. And the fashions were a tad different, too.
There won't be anybody out here with wristwatches, earrings, sunglasses.
Perhaps because of that and other differences, vintage baseball seems to be catching on now, with about 200 teams in 28 states. Catching on even though vintage bats are heavier and harder to swing. To say nothing of the gloves, small and so thin they can turn routine plays into painful adventures.
The ball never quit stinging.
Batting helmets? Forget about it. And if you get hit by a pitch, it counts as a ball, not a free trip to first base.
It had to be pretty tough to play this game, I'm thinking.
Tough, but friendly, neighborly.
It looked like he had his hand on the bag.
What was your opinion, Gary?
I thought he tagged him, but I couldn't see where his hand was, so I don't really know for sure.
Jim Bouton is on the mound.
It's been 40 years since Jim Bouton pitched for the New York Yankees, but vintage baseball drew him back to the game.
It goes back to the old concept of town teams, your guys, the mailman, the milkman, the carpenter, the plumber.
Bouton says it's the secret to the old game's success.
The popularity of vintage baseball will thrive on the backlash against the corporate, overhyped, oversold Major League Baseball.
Pops Cooper agrees.
No one's going to pay us $1 million to play, but we play because we love to play the game.
To play ball. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Chicago.
Calling the umpire sir